Good evening. I'm here at Fortress Monroe in Hampton, Virginia, which was decommissioned back in 2011. And here at Fortress Monroe is a lot of history, as you guys, I'm sure, know. Out towards that way there is Hampton Roads Harbor. The other flag that you can't see too well over that way, that's Fortress Calhoun, also known as Fortress Wool. And of course, over there is Naval Station Norfolk, over that way. And I'm blessed, as many of you are here in Hampton, live in Hampton Roads, that we live in an area that is rich in Revolutionary War history, Civil War history, and with things like NASA nearby, even aerospace history and other types of history. We're blessed that in this area we have all that stuff going on. Jamestown and Yorktown are not far from here. As a matter of fact, you guys remember from earlier today, I was at the Glass House at Jamestown, helping a Virginia Beach school group learn some history at the Glass House because they had the teachers. Some of them didn't know anything, so they asked me to kind of step in because I've been there before. So I want to talk to you guys about history and the importance of history. The importance of history is so that we don't repeat or are less likely to repeat the mistakes of our forefathers, such as the mistakes that were made by our forefathers fighting the Civil War, or the war of, also known as the War of Northern Aggression. There were many reasons. Obviously, the Civil War was fought, obviously, over slavery. And as a black person, obviously, I'm glad that the North won, but the North has not been an angel. As you can look at civil rights and Jim Crow, and you can find it out for yourself. But obviously, I'm glad the North won. But the South, to their credit, they were fighting for something noble called states' rights. And it's something that you need to look up. But something that irks me is when black people, especially, white people too, Asians or whatever, you're all guilty, but black people especially accuse me, or their noses get turned up to me like I'm an Uncle Tom because I say something or whatever that's unpopular. Yet when I return to these same black people, many times they can't give me or begin to give me a rebuttal based on historical fact about the topic at hand. And so what I want to do with this video is not only, of course, explain the importance of history, which is what I just did, but to also explain the importance of history today. Primarily the Clintons. As you know, I'm going to vote for Donald Trump. Is he at times a jackass? Yes. Arrogant, pompous ass? Yes. But unlike the other candidates, he's already rich. He tells you like it is. He's not paid off or bought off. You don't have to agree with him, but at least he's being honest. These other candidates, a great deal of them, Democrat and Republican, someone has their hands in the cookie jar. The biggest offenders I want to talk about are the Clintons. As a black person, I'm not voting for the Clintons, Bill or Hillary, because I know that some of the things that Bill Clinton did back in the 90s have led to the incarceration of many black and Latino people over things like having a small amount of marijuana in their vehicle, and they end up with a 20, 30-year prison sentence for a non-violent crime when there's murderers, rapists, out here doing all sorts of manner of, stuff, who get out in less time. Also the Clintons, and I want you to look this up because this is history. You can find things about the histories of the Clintons where you see the Clintons in blackface. And personally, as a black man, it's offensive in blackface, more offensive than you calling me the N-word, which will either get you shot or punched in the face. Probably punched in the face, but in other situations, probably shot. But yet, you look at me as an Uncle Tom because I don't want to vote for the Clintons. But yet you're short to remember that before I was born, and even during the time I was born, there's this guy named Senator KKK Byrd, the late Byrd, whom Hillary once said was a mentor to her. So Hillary Clinton's mentor was a former leader of the Ku Klux Klan. Black person, Latina person, hell, white person, and you're going to vote for them. Look up your history. Look up your history. And of course, lastly, as a proud United States Navy Beachmaster and Seabee veteran, Benghazi. Those brave men in Benghazi who were basically left to be slaughtered because that bitch, Hillary Clinton, who many of you black people are going to vote for, but you think I'm a sellout, or Uncle Tom, that bitch allowed my brothers in arms to get mowed down trying to defend our consulate. It wasn't really an embassy, it's actually a consulate. There's a difference. But nonetheless, that should have never happened. But of course, conveniently, her emails and servers and this, that, and the other have been destroyed or altered or whatever. The same old thing. They call it the Potomac two-step. But for those of you that look up your history, not just his story, but all of history, from the black perspective, the white perspective, and the Asian perspective, will come to know better. And for those of you that think I'm crazy when I talk about the United Nations and Agenda 21, the New World Order, and FEMA camps interning American citizens, go back to World War II and look at the Japanese Americans and other Asian Americans who were interned during World War II, while many Japanese and Asian Americans fought valiantly in the United States Armed Forces, while their families were illegally interned, everything taken from them, and placed in internment camps in World War II. We did that. See, our country, as proud as I am to be a veteran, our country is guilty of great good upon our nation and upon this earth. But our country is also guilty of great evil upon our nation and upon our earth. It is important for our children's and children's children's sake, if we want to preserve our constitutional republic and have a freer society, that we learn our history, the good, the bad, and the ugly, so that we don't have to worry about our precious children and children's children making the same mistakes that you and our forefathers have made in our lifetime. My name is Construction Electrician 3rd Class Blaine Madison. I'm a proud United States Navy Beachmaster and Seabee veteran, Operation Restore Hope 1993, USS Wasp, Expeditionary Battle Group. Good night from Fortress Monroe in Hampton, Virginia.